Libra 1. A butterfly made perfect by a dart through it. It is taught within Sufism that the Creator created creation in order that its wonder be perceptible to another, rather than be alone in the universe, that the wonderment of self is just not appreciated. And so the Creator created creation to have something, someone, us, to appreciate him, it, she. So the impulse that is within us, all and everything, every single bit of the universe has a little bit of God as its essence, nature. And that part of us, that essence nature of God, was created with the impulse of wanting to be known. And the only real way to know something is to merge with it. Otherwise there's a sense of difference, that an unknown bit. So we have this existential paradox. In other words, existence itself is based on an ambiguity. And on the one hand, the Creator is the force of separation. It was the Creator that created separation. And yet on the other hand, we so yearn to be one with the One that we have this sense of divine nostalgia called ishq in Sufism. We feel a great deal of yearning, painful yearning, for our unremembered feeling of oneness with One. In other words, being God. We can remember that on some deep emotional level. Now, this sense of yearning for God is enacted in our normal psychology, in our behavior every day, as the yearning for togetherness. In other words, love. But there's a higher form of this feeling, which is harmony. Two people can love each other, but unless everyone loves everyone, there is not real harmony. There will be disharmony. So the perfection of love is harmony. And yet if harmony is somewhat imperfect, then something's not quite right. It's not perfectly beautiful. So the perfection of harmony leads to the perfection of beauty. And the yearning that we feel for God to be reunited with our source is the yearning that we feel in love to be united with our lover. And it's the yearning that we feel for beauty, or as beauty. That yearning is unfulfillable. It's very poignant, this mystery, that we are born with this paradox of wanting to be free, wanting to be separate and self-expressive, and experience life our way, and get the knowledge that we get from that experience our way, so that how we know reality is unique. Nobody else can see it our way. And we yearn for that sense of, I am, and only I am this way. We have that as a really strong imperative. Everyone feels the sense of rightness. It is my right to do things the way I do them, to be the way I am, to think what I think, to feel what I think. These are so clearly written in our psychology that it's unrealistic even to debate them. We know that self-expression is true. And yet, at the same time, it is self-expression and separation, therefore, by self-expression, that keeps us away from that which we yearn for equally, which is love and harmony and beauty and God. So you have this, this paradox of life where we have two equally powerful yearnings that cannot be reconciled. And one is the yearning to be individual, and the other is the yearning to surrender our individuality in love. And at the highest level, that's no different from the love of God, and therefore the love of beauty. Now, if you think about beautiful things, let's say an ocean. If we look at an ocean, oh yes, how wonderful, how beautiful that is. But it's an illusion. The ocean itself is made up of tiny little droplets of water. It doesn't really exist as such. It's lots and lots of separate things all added up together, and it changes in every moment. So what you're looking at is no longer there as soon as you looked at it. So it's illusory as to its existence, and it's illusory as to its beauty. If you actually find yourself in an ocean, it's not where you want to be. You want to get out because you can't swim and you can't breathe in the ocean and so on. It's a horrible place, the ocean, really. It's dangerous and it's uncomfortable. It's wet and cold. It's horrible, but it looks beautiful. And so we have this sense of creating beauty out of our imagination. What we hold to be beauty is simply not there. We might fall in love with a person and we would say they're very beautiful. And they're not. They're just a person. I mean, every person has their own beauty, but we project our yearning for beauty onto somebody, and we call it love, and it disappoints us in the end because it's based on illusion. That kind of love is certain to lead to disappointment because it's based on the idea that perfection can exist, which it cannot. And here we come to the Sabian symbol of the first degree of Libra, a very interesting degree. It starts the return home that was begun. The first degree of Aries is our leaving the ocean of collectiveness to become self-centered. And this first degree Libra is the returning into collectivization. And the first message that we get on that return journey is, look, if you try and pin a butterfly, then what you've got is, it's not alive. Beauty is transitory. It cannot be held. So we're pinning the butterfly in a sense to try and hold on to beauty. But another part of us knows that we can't. It dies. You cannot hold anything. It dies. Everything moves on. Nothing that is alive now is alive for more than a moment, the moment of perception. So what this first degree is telling us is to be aware that everything that we do, everything that we perceive, everything that we feel, everything that we think, everything that we are is momentary. It does not last. Nothing lasts. When we come to understand this, that beauty is fickle, that life is ephemeral, always changing, that we cannot have security. It doesn't exist. We cannot have permanence. It's an illusion. It's an attitude of mind that's born in fear. We can't control the future. So we try and control the present. We try and hold the present as it is. But we can't. Now, when we come to that understanding, we've moved to a very much higher level of wisdom. And we can see then that the love that we feel for a person, or a situation, or a job, or a home, or a child, or whatever we put our love onto, all of this is secondary. It's false, actually. Even the love that we have for our children is temporary, because we die, and maybe they die, and the love doesn't. The love is not from them, it's for them, it's projected onto them. And when we get this wisdom, then instead of projecting it onto things and people, we project it onto God. And we turn our love and our sense of beauty into our devotion. We express our devotion to God as the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty.